Welcome to another video in my Instagram Stories video series. This is a series that I've started where we explore all kinds of cool things you can do to really level up your Instagram Stories game. A lot of this stuff comes from my background as a visual effects supervisor and a graphic artist. And oh yeah, if you are interested, feel free to follow me on Instagram at Stefan Fleet, which is my Instagram handle, where I use all of these Instagram story techniques, and I also post tons of cool pictures and behind the scenes things from the TV shows I work on. It's pretty cool. Okay, so back to the matter at hand. I know what you're seeing right now looks pretty weird. I've inverted the image. In the old film days, we'd call this a photo negative. Does anyone even know what a photo negative is anymore? Probably not. Anyway, look, I know this looks kind of weird. I'm doing this for a reason, because what we're gonna do today is we're gonna do a mind trick involving color. That's right, we are gonna take a black and white image and make it look like it's color, even though the whole time it's been black and white. It's gonna work great for Instagram stories. If you wanna find out how to do this technique, stay with me. This is all about the human eye and how our eyes are actually just like cameras. We have some really good properties and some really bad camera properties. We're really good at autofocus. We can focus back and forth between things pretty quickly, but we are terrible at auto exposure. If you ever go from a bright room into a dark room, you know very well it takes our eyes quite a few seconds to adjust. We're also really bad at auto white balance. I don't know if you've ever had this experience, but if you ever stared at something that's a really bright color, like say something that's really bright red, and then you've looked away at like a white wall or something, you see that square, but you see it in blue or like the opposite color. That's because our eyes are always trying to adjust back and forth and make things balance to white, but they're not very good at it, and they've got a lot of lag too. We have crappy auto white balanced eyes, which in this case is great because we are going to exploit that to do a really cool illusion trick kind of thing in Instagram stories. I've never seen this in Instagram stories. This is something that I've known for a long time from film school and graphic design, but I think Instagram stories is a really cool place to try it out. It's something new and something fun to just experiment with on Instagram stories. So without further ado, let us pop into the computer and take it from there. Hey guys, so we are in Photoshop. The good news is this is a Photoshop only tutorial, so this is all you have to worry about is Adobe Photoshop. A couple days ago, I went to the Huntington Library, which is a great botanical gardens out here in Los Angeles, and took some macro photos testing out my Panasonic 30mm macro lens on the GH5, and I got this photo, which I was just super stoked about. This is at 100% right here. This is a butterfly that decided to pose for me right on this flower, which was just amazing. And I was like, man, what a great photo. So I want to show this photo on Instagram stories, and I want to have a little bit of fun with it. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to crop this for Instagram stories. What you want to do is you want to use the crop tool, and you want to go here and you want to make sure you select width times height times resolution and type in 1080 by 1920 at 72 dpi. That way, whatever rectangle you draw, whatever you end up cropping it to, you know is going to be the right resolution for Instagram stories. Now, another thing is, it's really important to have a solid focal point for what we're going to do, something that people can stare at. We're going to really want to focus their eye on one point, kind of in the center of frame. It can be a little bit off center. I'm looking at this guy's eyeball right here. This seems like a really good place to do it. So I am going to just kind of keep him centered. I want to keep a lot of color in my shot. So I've got yellow and red and green. That's pretty good. So I'm going to hit enter, and there we go. That is my cropped photo. Now all we need to do is make a couple of different layers and make a couple of adjustments to those layers. So I am going to just drag my background onto the new layer icon once and twice. So I have two new layers. I'm going to name the top layer BW for black and white, and I'm going to name the second to top layer negative for photo negative. And I'm just going to turn off my background layer. We actually don't need it. It's just there as a safety in case we mess up and have to go back to it. The black and white one is really simple. We select that layer and we go image, adjustments, hue saturation. This may be off your screen, but I went to image adjustments, hue saturation, and I'm just going to desaturate it to make this image black and white. And that is it. I'm going to turn that layer off, and the negative we're going to do a little bit more work on. First thing we're going to do is we're going to go to image adjustments, and again I apologize, this may be off your screen, but anyway, it's image adjustments, hue saturation, or Control U for short, or Command U on a Macintosh, and we actually want to pump up the saturation quite a bit because we want to burn this color into people's eyeballs. You don't want to go so crazy that your colors start changing, but you want to try and kind of see color in everything. So this is pretty good to me. This is pretty bright. And now I'm going to invert the image. Image, adjustments, invert, or control I. All right guys, so now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna stare at this negative image. You're gonna pick a point and you're gonna focus on it really well, and I'm gonna count to 10 and I'm gonna flip to the black and white image and we're gonna see what's happening. You ready? It's important that you keep your eyes focused the whole time on one point. So pick the eye or something in the center to just focus on. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, boom. Now, if you keep staring, you probably notice that you actually saw a color image instead of a black and white image. It may have been a little sepia toned. Everybody's eyesight is a little bit different, but if you didn't move your eyes, you saw color. And then the minute you moved your eyes or you broke or you waited a little bit, all of a sudden you actually realize you're staring at a black and white image. And that's kind of a trip, right? If it didn't work for you, just rewind this video and try it a couple times. Make sure you just focus on a point. That's actually the next thing we're gonna do, is we're gonna help people focus on a point. I'm just gonna draw a little circle. So I'm gonna put the red dot right in the center, and that's kind of it. We're gonna save 2 images. So the first is the black and white one. So I'm just gonna go File, Export, and Export As. You can have shortcuts for exporting, but I don't. We're just gonna do a JPEG, 100%, and we're just gonna hit Export, Butterfly PW, and then we're gonna also save the negative. File, Export, Export As. We're gonna call this Butterfly Negative. Now that I'm on my iPhone, I'm assuming you guys have found a way to download the 2 images that we just made in Photoshop to your phone. There's a million ways to do it. I use OneDrive, but I now have them in my photo library. So we're gonna pop right into Instagram, go to our Instagram stories, and the first one we wanna put up is the inverted one. And I am going to write a little bit of quirky text like, watch the magic. Let's invert it, put it up here. Let's say focus on the dot. Here we go. I just went in using the text tools, and I think I pretty much spelled it out for everybody. Just watch the magic, focus on the red dot above, wait for the next image, and don't lose focus. Maybe I'll make watch the magic a little bit smaller. All right, so let's post this. And then right away, we're gonna go in and we are going to post the black and white image. And I'm just gonna leave it like this, I think, and just post it to my story. And then I'm gonna go ahead and post the black and white image again, but now I'm gonna say, did you see the color? I magic. And then I'm gonna go ahead and hashtag this Instamagic. I don't know. And then my story. All right, so I'm excited. So let's test this thing out. So I'm gonna go not to my cute little kitty. I'm gonna go to this guy and I'm gonna focus on the red dot. Boom, there it is. It was in color. So that's it. So that is how to make a black and white image appear like it's in color. It's all an optical trick using our crappy eyeballs. So basically you're burning those opposite colors into your eyeballs, creating a photo negative. And then when you go to the black and white, your eyes are adding that color back. Whoa. Your eyes are adding that color back in, creating the positive. Anyway, just another cool trick, guys. I've got a bunch of cool tricks coming for Instagram in the future. I'm gonna take off right now, but I just wanna leave you guys with a big thank you, a lot of followers. We finished shooting on the show Timeless. I have another big show, another big project that is actually going to take me to Toronto. That's right, I'm going to Toronto. Details on that coming up. You guys have a nice day. Play around with this trick. Maybe you've got some cool ideas or ways to make this trick better. Let me know, hit me up in the comments. I love comments, I love answering comments. All right, guys, so I've been looking for like a catchy like end tag for all my videos, and since I've been doing all this Instagram story stuff, I think I got one. You ready? You ready? Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. All right, guys, it's time for you to go out there and tell your story. Boom. That was good. Till the next time.